Jay, you're muted.
I've been speaking this whole time. Wonderful. Nobody else said anything. Nobody says it. Let's see. Well, I'm not starting over. Basically, welcome to Sunday Coaching Series. Jay Garcia here. I've been talking on Instagram. Y'all hear me on Instagram, right? Yes, Instagram hears me. So, okay. Tonight's coaching series Sunday. Okay. We are going to be covering, let's see, and we're going to change things quite a bit. That's what I was getting ready to cover on here. So we're going to change quite a bit of things when it comes to the coaching's topics and how we do from Sunday to Wednesday. And then on Saturday, we're starting to convert it into some coaching as well. But tonight's coaching is getting sellers to call you. So instead of you going out and trying to get all kinds of deals, browsing for them, wasting time, that's what I'm seeing a lot of investors is you are spending way too much time trying to browse for a deal. Stop trying to browse for a deal and start posting for one. So we'll cover some of that there, but we will no longer cover the same topic on Sunday as we will on Wednesday. And remember, on Wednesdays, it is for members only. This upcoming Wednesday, however, we will be live on Zoom. We'll be live on Instagram and on TikTok, like I mentioned on Zoom earlier. There is not going to be any fee for this Wednesday, just because we're trying to expand at this time and cover some new markets as well. But the call on Wednesday is going to be on exit strategies. So a whole complete different topic. And the way we come up with these topics, by the way, is you requesting them. If enough people are asking about the same questions, that's typically when you see the same topic come back about. So, when we started, we were doing the steps to your first, your second, or additional investment. Since then, we ventured on to now talking about moving mobile homes, doing mobile homes with land, trying to get mobile home parks, wholesaling mobile home parks, which we got a couple on the contract as of next week. If everything checks out, that will be parks that we wholesale. So there's so many exit strategies and so many things that you can do within mobile home investing. But you got to ask, if there's a topic, if there's a question, email us. Come on here and ask us live as well. But if we see, as I mentioned, the same question, that's when we'll do a coaching or we'll cover that topic. Don't forget, we have YouTube, by the way. Okay. There is a lot of the questions that a lot of you are asking that we have videos already on YouTube. Odds are, if you're asking a question, we've probably already covered it anyway. So just kind of keep that in mind, but check that out as well. And GarciaMHE.com for those on Instagram, you've already seen it. So this weekend, Northport, Florida, that's where we were at Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's where we were down there. So we had level up number 2, another awesome event. The level ups is very much like a meetup, like a RIA, but we take it on that one more step, that extra level of start investing and also connecting with people to do business with. So we're not just there to meet people. We're actually there to meet the connections and do business with people. We have 3 people out of all the group there that are looking to do deals, investments right away. So those are investors that are going to come in and immediately take action, right? That implement whatever they learn at the event. But the level ups, one of the reasons behind them as well is we want to really start expanding. I've mentioned for the past maybe year and a half or close to 2 years, we will be nationwide. That's our goal. And I'll say within the next 5 years, I can see us being nationwide for sure. Yes, that includes New York, that includes California, Washington, all the markets that are not as friendly, if you will. When I say that, it's just because of the numbers. But look, there's deals everywhere. And there's connections to be made. So part of that, the level up, is that we're going to start traveling. Now, the first 2 level ups we had were in Florida, same area that we visited. The next event is going to be in Atlanta. Now, the next event, the way it's going to be is we're going to take you inside of a mobile home. So that's actually one of our investor partners that's going to be showing their mobile home. What makes it more unique and better is the opportunity within the exit strategy. So this is not just a mobile home inside of a community, a mobile home park, a trailer park, whatever you consider it. This is a mobile home that is on a piece of land, its own real estate parcel, which means very much converted into real estate. When you take a piece of land and you bring a mobile home onto it, you have the opportunity to retire the title, to make it part of the deed, convert it from personal property into real property and be able to add value overnight. So again, when you think about mobile homes, you got to think about opportunities. They're everywhere. And, not every exit strategy, not every opportunity in a sense works in every market, but every exit strategy does work with mobile homes. You got to know where you're doing your investing for sure. I'm going to meet a couple. Okay. But 812. Let's go ahead and jump into the coaching, and I'll cover a little bit more about this, what we got coming available, things we're going to be looking forward to, and what we're going to be traveling. No doubt. We will be traveling a lot. To end that there, the level up, we will be getting into Texas. Our goal is to go up to New Mexico, Arizona, coming up very soon. So just, a lot of things to kind of stay up to date on that. And I mean, we have a lot of connections already out in Mesa, Arizona. I forget the city there in New Mexico, and of course Texas. We've been invited many times. I mean, San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas. I mean, that whole area is just full of investors. So a lot of good stuff is coming out of that. But all right, let's jump onto this coaching here. So stop browsing for deals and start posting for them. Here is the rule of thumb to that. If you are browsing Facebook, Let Go, OfferUp, Classified, okay? And I mentioned all sites we use, by the way. All those are it. And if you see a mobile home for sale, it is either not a good deal or is not going to last, because good deals don't last. And good deals typically get bought out before they make it on the market. But that's not to say that you cannot see a deal, okay? An opportunity out there on a site and make it an opportunity by using the good old-fashioned negotiating. We don't beat up people. We don't take advantage of. It is all about explaining your offer. If the numbers are there and it makes sense for both parties, then I say obviously take action to that, invest in that property, and move forward. Okay. Market numbers are huge. When it comes to trying to invest in a new market, for instance, before you're looking into any property in a mobile home, I would say spend some time to figure out what the numbers are. What are the numbers? Okay. Always start with the ARVs. We mentioned that repeatedly. We don't have that luxury like real estate, Zillow, Trulia, FMLS, all these other sites. We don't. What we have is the ability to call mobile home park owners, park managers, or visit the communities. All you have to do is drive through and ask somebody, hey, I'm looking to this, etc. Okay, they will tell you what's sold in the past 30, 60, 90 days. I want to find out what's sold in the past 30 days at most, and find out what it was. Was it a single wide? Was it a double wide? Was it a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-2? 4-bedroom, whatever it was, because what I want to do is I want to be able to comp it to whatever it is that I want to be investing in. This gives me an idea of what my final number may be. Always think worst case, best case, and most case scenario, right? If I'm getting into a mobile home investing in a new market, for instance, regardless of where it may be, I want to think is what would be the worst case scenario if I bought it at this number, if it's sold for this number, and what equals my ROIs, my return on my investments. And then what is the best case scenario? That's, I don't ever look for the best case scenario. I can obviously see what the numbers are there, but, I always think what is the most common, or what is the most potential investment that come out of that? The numbers, okay? That could be from the rehab, the material. Because the one thing that I see a lot of investors is they tend to focus on everybody selling for 25,000, example. I'm going to sell mine for 30,000. Okay, or even more than that. Where do you come up with a number thinking that yours miraculously may sell for 5,000, 10,000 more? Well, I'm going to do this extra bit of more work here. I'm going to add this to it. I'm going to add this special whatever. That's typically not the case. The thing about mobile homes, okay, affordability housing. I think a lot of people forget that is these are not luxurious homes. These are not mansions. These are not beautiful MTV cribs, none of the above. These are affordability housing. People need these to live in because they cannot afford something bigger or greater, however you want to list it. So that's what it goes by. When you comp a mobile home, you're comping it to whatever is comparable. You obviously have to match whatever is closest to it that would equal the value of, and that's what you go by. So if you're going to put something like granite countertops and you're going to do some special design, and that is all beautiful in a sense of look, but that's not adding value because that's not necessary. Now, there are some things, and we're not going to get into in this call, but there are some things that you can add to the property that would add you a little bit more value, but would also have you more out of pocket. So again, when you're thinking about these investments, it's how much will I be all out of pocket if I can resell before I get my money, whether we convert it into rent-to-own, rental, whatever you decide on that. Keep those numbers in mind. But always start with that final ARV, after repair value. So out of that number there, I want to then decide what are the lot rents. What is the rental rate in the area? And again, all this is phone calls. Just make a few phone calls to the city. I mean, even call the mobile home park manager and ask them, what is the typical rentals in this park? What is move-in ready as a 3-2 for selling for? And just, ask the above. But this gives you an idea of what you should be looking for so that when you do start blasting for some of these deals, which we'll cover in a minute, you will then have an idea of something that's a good deal, not a good deal, or you can make it into one. I'll tell y'all now, one of the best deals many times is the one you do not invest in. Stop trying to make a deal that is not a deal into a deal. If the numbers don't check out, leave it alone. Remember that formula that I just gave y'all. Start with the final number, ARV, and take away. You're just working that backwards. If you add the cost of rehab, labor, material, holding, and the cost of the home, and you're at almost 25,000 using that number as an example, is that a good deal? No. Okay. So you have to reduce that and you move on to the next one. But okay, so definitely do post for those. We use all the sites, and you can do this with physical branding as well. Bandit signs, bandit cars, you can post them in areas where you know that mobile homes are nearby. Here's a good example of something like that would be laundromats and Walmarts. If there is a Walmart or a laundromat, there is a mobile home park within 5 miles, guaranteed. So, that's something you can Google, you can research as well, go to the Google and check it out. But at the laundromats and Walmarts, many times they have cork boards. You can come in and put your little cards. These don't have to be professional. You can get some index cards and write "We Buy Mobile Homes," put your number on it and come in and stamp them. Put them in there. You want to be consistent about that as well, of course, okay? But the social media sites, that's the way to go. We teach y'all, coach on that repeatedly. That's one of my number one topics that we cover. Without any deals, without any investments, you don't have a business. You're just spinning wheels. The first thing you have to do is acquire inventory, okay? Inventory. And if y'all visit our Tuesdays calls, you will see that we have excessive amount of inventory. So, definitely, if you're looking for a deal, you come. But I would be blasting on there. Make ads that are very short and easy to read. I learned, I read somewhere that it said it was over 90% of Americans. Over 90% of Americans don't read a book after high school. And so, I use that example when I see some of these investors writing paragraphs and paragraphs, and they just going through all this lengthy about them and why they should sell them to them, et cetera. Look, nobody's reading that, period. Nobody's going to read that. So, stick to something that's very short, simple, but be attractive. Make it about why should somebody work with you? Remember, 7 years ago when I started, there was few to no mobile home investors. Today, there's a lot more mobile home investors everywhere. There's bird dogs, there's wholesalers, there's flippers, there's those that hold them in for rentals, etc. All those mean opportunities and for a seller. If a seller wants to sell their mobile home, they have multiple people they can call. So you have to stand out, okay? And how you blast for these is going to make a huge difference. So here is a few of the way I would type in some of these ads that I would blast on. And yes, Craigslist, paid ads. Somebody asked that before, by the way. Should you do paid ads? Try out all the free sites first. If you max them out all the free sites and you have no attraction, I can definitely coach you on that. But I would say start with those and then move on to the paid ones. So, I would post something like "I'll pay cash for mobile homes." That would be one of them. I'll pay cash. Do a little symbols of cash. I pay cash for mobile homes. That could be one of them. I'll buy and close quickly. Okay. One of the things that a lot of investors do is they delay. I've heard some of these sellers say, well, 2 weeks ago, he said he was going to buy it from me, but he's still doing some checking up on. It doesn't take that long. One of the beautiful things about mobile homes versus real estate, and I like them both, is that when it comes to real estate, the closings are 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even longer, 4 weeks. I mean, it took us right out a month to close on the 2 acres of land in Double Wide in Anderson, South Carolina. For no reason. I did not understand. Everything checked out, but that's just typical real estate. When it comes to mobile homes, however, being personal property, holding the title, I can close on a mobile home within 5 minutes. So there's no excuse there. He or she hasn't closed for 2 weeks. I said they're not interested. That's what it boils down to. But when you put something like "I'll buy and close quick," that's kind of what they want to hear. A lot of these people, you got to remember, they may be moving. They may be being evicted. That could be happening. So they don't have 2 weeks to give you for you to do whatever checkup you need. Okay. Sell today, no hassle. Very similar like. Sell me your mobile home today, no hassle. Okay. Don't overstretch some of those. Let me go ahead and point that out. Don't make promises that you cannot keep. So be mindful of that as well. I will buy mobile homes any condition. There's a gray area behind that. Okay. So some people have reached out to me with mobile homes that there was no mobile home. It was basically just the frame, the chassis left behind, and where the mobile home had burnt. Well, you said any kind. So you're going to run into that. You might want to just put a little disclaimer somewhere on there and just be clear about something like that. But okay. Have no title, no problem. That one there is definitely going to be a little gray area. If you do not know how to handle titles, bond titles, or replacements, we can coach on the above. And definitely, if you see a mobile home for sale and it's a good deal, which any mobile home without a title makes for a good deal because that's negotiation all day. But I would say get with us or figure out how to do it. You need to get with the bond and title company. But if somebody's trying to sell a mobile home, they have no title, there's a reason why they're kind of hanging on to it. And it could be nothing. A lot of times it could be an easy replacement we can come in and do, but most people kind of wear away from that because of the same reason. If you don't have a title, don't buy it. And I mean, granted, that is something you want to keep in mind, but that's another thing. Definitely let us know. Old back lot rent, that's a huge one. A lot of these mobile homes inside of communities, all of them have to pay a lot rent. That's how they're able to keep their mobile home inside of a community. So what happens is most times when people call us inside of a mobile home park saying, hey, I need to sell a mobile home, but I have to move by tomorrow, et cetera, that means I'm very distressed. It's an urgency because I'm probably going to be evicted. I have not paid my lot rent. The story goes on. 9 out of 10, let me go ahead and throw this in there. 9 out of 10 sellers that are selling your mobile home inside of a community will lie to you. So if you call, if you call them, you're doing your due diligence, checking in with them, and you ask them, is the lot rent up to date? 9 out of 10 are going to tell you, yes, I pay on time every month. You have to do due diligence on that and obviously find out through the park management and ask them. Simple conversation. Introduce yourself and ask them, I'm looking to buy lot 1-2C, whatever it may be, and just making sure the lot rent is up to date. I assure you, if it is not, they will tell you very quickly. Because here's the thing. Here's what happens when you buy a mobile home that owes back lot rent or back taxes, okay? You are buying something that could even have a lien, and now you have to pay the above along with whatever you purchased the mobile home to get the title. And when you're talking about something like taxes, you're talking, you won't even be able to switch the title into your name. So just a lot of things to kind of keep in mind. But those are part of due diligence. If somebody owes back lot rent, I'm not as concerned because let's say they owe 2 months worth, $300 each at $600 plus some fees. Let's just say $700. Okay, they don't have that, but they're willing to sell me their mobile home for $3,000, which I'm fine with. What I can do is something like that and say, well, I'll pay you the $3,000, but I'm going to deduct $700 out of that. So once you move out, I'll hand you the $2,300, and I personally will go pay the $700 to the park, and everybody will be clear. Never under any circumstance let them take the money quotation so they can go pay for it. That's something that we typically, when we come back to them and say, hey, well, after our due diligence, we noticed that the lot rent was not paid. You said you had paid it, but Miss Johnson example said that you owe for last month and this month. It's only, they immediately have the space of, oh, you caught me kind of thing, which, it is what it is. Yeah, what I was going to do is as soon as you pay me, I was going to go over there and pay it. Never happens. That's never going to happen. They will take your money, they will leave, and you will never, ever find them. So don't do that. Moving on. Let's keep going. Home must be moved. Okay, no problem. We have movers. That's another one. If y'all know of any mobile home that needs to be moved, a lot of these you even see them for free, again, because people don't know what to do with them and they keep passing up on them. So what happens is those homes keep sitting to a point where these mobile homes have to be moved and they're willing to just give them up for free. In case you don't follow our Tuesday Let's Do Deals mobile home pitches, you will realize that we need a lot of inventory. So if you do see something for free, reach out to us. But that's another one where let me explain. If it needs to be moved, a mobile home needs to be moved, that could be a simple wholesale for you. Find somebody that's looking to buy one, find the one that's being sold or given away, put it on a contract and double or wholesale it directly to that person. So look, I know I'm moving along on that one there, but we can definitely coach you on all the above. So 8:30 came along quick. Yes. So any potential buyer, any potential seller, same with the buyer, but any potential seller, anybody who's ever actually reached out to you. So when you blast some of these ads on here, you're posting on these pages, Facebook, Craigslist, Let Go, OfferUp, whichever it may be, somebody takes the initiative of reaching out to you. That is a very strong lead to a certain degree. You see, a lot of people may be thinking about selling or they're around that neighborhood of getting ready to, as they say, but they never call me. Obviously, I never know about it, but it's not as serious as somebody who actually picks up the phone and dials and say, hey, what are you willing to give me for my mobile home? These are the details that I have, et cetera, kind of thing. Those are the ones that I want to follow up. If they're not a seller today based on my offer, does not mean that they're not going to be a seller next week or the next month. Don't lose, don't take it personal, but don't also lose communication with them. A lot of times what we see with some of these investors is that you may make an offer to them and it's too low today, and then you don't follow up, and then When the time comes around, maybe the following month, they're thinking, well, yeah, you know what, I'm willing to take that at this point. But you haven't followed up anymore. They can't remember your number. Somebody new comes into the game and says, hey, I'm willing to give you that same number. Now you just set an offer for somebody else, if you will, if that makes sense. So just, definitely follow up. Anybody that's interested in selling calls you, you need to follow up with them. Any questions? All right. So I'll look at these questions here in a second. Jones. I think there's let's see. Quickly. Phil, good evening, sir. Texas. Talking about Texas. Texas is its own continent. It is so big, you need Texas LLCs to get in there. Beautiful state, though. Lone Star. All right, I don't see any questions at this time. So let me go ahead and keep covering a couple of these little events, because we have a lot more events coming up that I hope to see all of you at. Like I mentioned, the second level up happened in Northport, Florida this past weekend. We have the next level up, which is going to be inside of a mobile home. That's going to be above Atlanta, Georgia. We're back in Georgia, and that's September 24th. It is going to be from 10 in the morning to 12 p.m. That's a Saturday morning. I know it's early for a lot of us, but you got to get out there and see. This investor partner of ours is going to be taking us out throughout the mobile home and showing us what type of rehab is doing. The goal is for us to always add value, to level us up, to connect the network, to grow our net worth, but also to learn while we're out there. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, that is exactly 7 days from the shadow event. The shadow event is a 2-day event where we take you out and we really teach you at that point, step by step. We go deep dive. We have speakers that are going to be out there covering many topics. There's only a few seats remaining available for those now. So definitely check out GarciaMHG.com for the shadow event. Day 1 is going to be classroom sitting. We have all of our speakers who are ready. They're actually going to be there early that week so that we can be putting everything together for y'all all. One of the speakers is covering the LLCs, corporations. That is huge, something that all of you, if you're looking to invest in mobile homes and looking to grow your business, you need to be focusing on at one point. We got Mr. Cash Flow. He's going to be talking about all the opportunities and ways to cash flow with mobile homes. We got our other speaker who's going to talk about how to get creative financing, how to use credit cards, how to use PayPal to invest in mobile homes. And yes, when we talk about how to use it, I'm talking even paying contractors, handyman, material, how to buy mobile homes with credit cards. We do all the above, by the way. We have an agent who's going to be an insurance agent who's going to be covering policies on how to protect your assets, your mobile home. So that's, a topic that is not an option, has to be done. It's part of it. It is not an expense for many of y'all who are talking about that. It is definitely extra out of pocket, no doubt, but it's something that needs to be done, and it's not crazy numbers by any means. So we have that. And then Sunday, the following day, not mandatory, but highly suggested. That's when we get picked up by a shuttle. They take us out to a few mobile home parks where we go out and grade mobile home parks, where we go out and show you in and out of mobile homes that are being rehabbed, some that are ready for the market, some that have never been rehabbed and are sitting there distressed. At the same event, we'll have deals available. It is very likely that we'll be walking in and out of mobile homes that by the end of it, we'll announce, hey, don't forget the ones we walked today that are actually coming available. We've had shadows in the past where there's investors who invest in that same very day. Don't forget, we are the only mobile home education and really only real estate educational platform that offers real deal opportunity and investments to our students. So that's huge. At that same Sunday, we'll have park owners, park managers will be traveling with us, answering all of y'all's questions, handyman and contractors, all of y'all's questions. So, again, the goal is to add as much value to you all, set you up for success. So check that out. That is back-to-back, September 24th, Saturday, North Atlanta. October 1st, the following Saturday, we'll be down Central Georgia at that point where we'll be covering the shadow event. So a lot of stuff becoming available. Saturday mornings, check-in calls. Don't forget every Saturday, 10 a.m. And then on Tuesdays, like I mentioned, we got a lot new inventory. Okay, well, we're down there in Northport. We also traveled up north, a lot further than I thought, but that's part of it, in Lakeland, Florida, where we now have a few deals coming available as well. So a lot of that stuff we can cover on Tuesday at 7 p.m. But all right, that does it. It is after 8:30. I hope you all enjoyed this coaching call this Sunday. I see no additional questions, so we'll end it at that note. But I hope to see you all Tuesday evening. Thank you for watching.